Words with more than 3 syllables. In words with 4 or more syllables, one of the first 3 syllables must have stress. Dictionaries have different ways to indicate stress. We adapt the IPA method if clarity is needed. The IPA method is to use a superscript bar and a subscript bar for primary and secondary stress, respectively, right before the stressed syllables. The following words have stress on the first syllable. Actually, military, necessary, secretary, television, comfortable. The following words have stress on the second syllable. Activity, experience, development, political, security, zoology. Appreciate, appropriate, associate, communicate, experiment, identify, experience, evaluate, potassium. The following words have stress on the third syllable. Politician, individual, reputation, intuition. Secondary stress. Long words may have 1 or more syllables identified as secondary stress, which is weaker than the primary stress. In American English, if a vowel retains its full pronunciation, that is not reduced to schwa, the syllable containing the vowel is viewed as having a secondary stress. We use this definition of secondary stress. Secondary stress is most common in words where the primary stress falls on the third syllable or later. In this case, it is normal for secondary stress to be marked on one of the first 2 syllables of the word. In this way, a multisyllable word has stress, either primary or secondary stress, on one of its first 2 syllables. In words where the primary stress falls on the third syllable, secondary stress falls on the first syllable to avoid 2 stressed syllables occurring consecutively. These are examples where the primary stress falls on the third syllable and secondary stress on the first syllable. Avocado, evolution, pepperoni, categorical, controversial, entertainment, indistinguishable, information, intermittent, university, manufacture, conscientious. In words where the primary stress falls on the 4th syllable or later, secondary stress goes to either the first or the second syllable. Which syllable receives the secondary stress depends on the primary stress in a shorter base word. For example, organization has primary stress on the 4th syllable and secondary stress on the first syllable, since organize has stress on the first syllable. On the other hand, experimental has primary stress on the 4th syllable and secondary stress on the second syllable, since experiment has stress on the second syllable. Organize, organization, experiment, experimental. Here are more examples of secondary stress words where the primary stress goes to the fourth syllable. Character, characteristic. Associate, association. Configure, configuration. Responsible, responsibility. Most long words are made with prefixes or suffixes. Words with prefixes or suffixes have specific rules on where stress should lie. We examine these rules in the next section.